February 29th, 2008. Right, and the text is from Lancashire. Yes, Lancashire. And the text is for information request on Sunday 24th of February 1900. I saw 5 bright lights in the sky moving together. 3 of them vanished after 1 minute. The other 2 continued for more than 1 minute, then vanished. I have never seen anything like this before. They were not normal aircraft, and I wondered if you could help me anymore with this. Did you have aircraft in my area at this time that would match this unusual sighting? The answer is no.
Yeah, you'll have to manually look at it, yeah.
That would have caught it because it's around, that goes to about here. So it would have been in there. Hello?
So if you're in that room, Carl, so what you're saying is, was it not reflecting on the wall then, do you think, the shadow? Or are you saying that it was hovering?
You were pointing towards me.
That's right.
The shadows behind you. The only way you could have a shadow is if you had turned the camera towards you.
Correct.
And created your own shadow.
Yeah.
You couldn't have done because there's no light.
That's right.
You to create your shadow.
Yeah.
If it was any kind of magic, we would have heard that in the day.
Skip on a bit.
Can you do it again? Come on.
It's going to do it when we're not expecting it. And I've got a funny feeling it's going to be when we go to different places. Little things are going to happen. And it's probably them just saying, I'm here.
It's that, Yvette's named callback phenomenon in a way. Every time you walk out of a room, it calls you back in.
Absolutely, yeah.
Or when you're to the left, it wants you to go to the right. When you're to the left, it wants you to go to the right.
It wants to talk to you.
Being awkward.
Well, you and it should get on very well.
But we're never going to see it. All we're going to do is hear it. And we can only act on where we think the noise has come from.
Do you know what I think we should do?
But everything echoes, doesn't it?
I think we should split up now.
Okay.
Because there's still a lot to go for. We've only been on really level 1.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the bottom level, we've got the Victorian settlement room, and we've got the cellar to do.
Yes, time to split up Scooby-Doo style.
I just reacted to some kind of noise and that wasn't a whistle. What the fuck? That's it. It wasn't as long and drawn out as that, Carl, but you're nearly there with it.
Is that it?
That's it.
I heard
It wasn't as long as that. It was just a very short.
Yeah,
And now you're saying it. Yeah, it could be a
Still
draw.
chopping down trees.
Are there any other drawers anywhere? No.
That's me
No,
making noises
no.
now. Ah!
You know, the weird
1
thing about
second.
this, I don't feel.
Oops. There we go. Dealt with it. And where did my mic go? Oh, my mic's there. Right. How far are we in with the recording? 15 minutes. Okay.
Scared anymore. I feel safe.
Fucking hell.
Oh
What?
no. Oh no, I didn't say
Sorry.
that. Just in case you missed that joke.
That's it. That's it. Yeah,
Again,
we got it.
it's sound reverberation. It's obviously
Yeah,
echoing through.
that's
Because
right.
I heard it. It just
Yeah.
sounded louder than that from where I was.
And if you look at it, it's in the centre of this room.
Cool. So we would have both
Um,
heard it.
You're that side, and I'm on that side. That's it. Oh, no,
Dad joke alert coming up.
That's 1, 2. Oh, don't forget, Carl, we had the other draw, didn't we?
Of course, in the other place.
Mm.
Do you know the weird thing about this? Is I don't feel scared anymore. I feel safe.
Fucking hell.
What? Sorry. I've been wanting to say that all day.
Oh dear. That's bad.
That's the kind of joke Glenn had come out with,
Yeah.
isn't it?
He'd be proud of it. He wouldn't know it was a bad
He's
joke.
going to use that over the airwaves, isn't he?
Oh, that is really bad.
Do you know, yeah. I think we need to.
Split
I
up.
think we need to split up.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's Scooby-Doo time.
With so much already being witnessed, but so much more to investigate, Carl sends Stuart down to the cellar, whilst he continues on the upper floor.
Right.
Can you show us you're here? Did you make a sound in here?
Right, folks. Get me bearings here now. Just switch this on.
Poor Stewie outside in the dark
Right, this is where
and going
I'm
down
going
to the
down.
cellar.
And believe you me, I've nearly broke my bloody neck walking through that door to get in here. So you've got to bear
This is
with
one
me
hell
because
of a
I
wine
really,
cellar.
really cannot see a thing. So I've got to take it steady as possible. I've got to hold on to these railings here. Right. I'm going to go on my arse here, I know I am. There's no two ways around it.
Everyone will play it
This
50 gazillion
is
times.
the basement. This Carl is, I've left him back in the room where we were earlier on upstairs. Oh, for fuck's sake, Stuart, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think you best look
There's
where
all
you're going
water
to.
there, I can't stand in that. Pitch black. Can't see a damn thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn the infrared off. There you go. Now that is what you're seeing, folks.
Black.
The only aid I have is the infrared. Just give the camera a second just to focus up. I'll just zoom on in there, and then we'll.
There we go.
What the fuck was that? Hello? Oh, for fuck's sake, Stuart, don't be doing it. Who? I shan't. Right, I've walked down and already there's noises and there's fucking cobwebs all over. I can't go any further.
You can hear more with the headphones on. No. Don't go any further. No.
Who is that? Oh, I can't see where I'm going. Don't go any further, Stuart. Fuck off. Get to fuck. Right. The noises we've just heard now, chaps, have come from through. I'm just gonna have to fucking bite the bullet and go in.
Go in.
Okay. I shouldn't be doing this, but here we go
Go
anyway.
get 'em, Stu.
Here we go, guys.
Go get
There
them
we
ghosts.
go. Let's close this door. I shouldn't be doing it. It's a stupid thing to do, but fuck it, I'm in. There we go. There's no returning now. This is where everything was, the bangs we've just heard coming from this room. And I've literally not been down here more than 2 minutes now. And fucking hell, fire! I can't, where's the door, where's the door? Where's the door? I closed that door, and that, I'm going to do it, that's what it was. That's what it was. That's what's made the noise.
Did you close the door and some poor scullery maid been sent down there 100 years ago to get some wine? And she's still at it now. It's terrible, Stuart. She's been holding the door open for her.
There's no one out here. There's a room up there. We'll go through there very fucking hellfire. I'm going all over. I'm going to trip up and break my neck now, guys. I'm taking a deep breath now while I'm doing this. I'm just coming in and I'm going to get out. Just so you know, there's no one else here.
Stewie's best one to look at.
I shouldn't be saying and asking for the things I'm about to ask. But
Go
if you
for
are
it.
here and you mean me harm, fucking hell, please forgive me for saying this. Come and throw something at me if you can.
Yeah.
There's cobwebs
Do.
everywhere. Come on. If you mean me harm, come and do something to me. Anything you want. I'm frightened of my own fucking shadow now.
I know you have to rule out the possibility of coincidence in these things, but that can't be coincidence. It's amazing. Oh, someone's come up the stairs. Is that you, Stu? I'm in the, what's it room? The weird eggy room. Stu? Just come up the stairs.
Run. Run.
They've just come up the
Run. Oh, that's creepy as crap. Run.
Can you do it again?
Fuck.
Why is it when I'm in one place, something else happens?
Fuck, I'm gonna need a drink. I left them from last night. You. Dee-dee-dee. Cooked. It's a creeper. It's a creepy old house. Whether it's got ghosts in or not, I don't care. It's a creepy old house. It's possibly worth a gander now it's been done up.
What the fuck? Sorry. Right, that was at the bottom of these stairs. That was downstairs.
Go get him, Stu.
Hello?
No, not Stu, Carl. That's who I'm on now.
Oh. Right, okay. Through here is
Why has it still got
Victorian
bunting up?
Hello?
Why is a house that has been empty that long still got bunting up? Do they just not take it down ever? Ever, ever? Never mind. Go in there. It's telling you to go in there.
Oh, crap.
Oh, the doll room.
On the door.
Go away.
Definitely a noise in here. That was quite a loud one.
Oh, go away. Victorian dolls. The creepy ass porcelain dolls. No, go away.
Oh.
Oh, God.
Now, by all accounts, that thing's supposed to move on its own. Oh, apparently has done. Oh. I'm breathing heavy because it's crying at a look. I
Oh.
wasn't scared enough. A haunted doll's house.
If you've got the power and the energy to slam doors and bang on walls,
Go down.
you've got
again,
the power
Stu.
and the energy to come and do something physical to me. Here I am, I'm on my own. I have no tools on me, I've no weapons
Stuart really needs to go get him. Go get him. Go get him.
whatsoever. All I have is my hands and feet, that's it. I've got to be really careful now, guys, when I'm wandering around there because there's so much crap around and steps. I'm going to fall. Right, let's get back into that room. Oh, don't do it, Stuart. Don't fucking do it. Don't go in there. Don't go in that fucking room, whatever you do. Do
Go
not
in the
go in
room.
there because if you
Go in the
do,
room. Go in the room.
you've got to accept the
He's going to go in the room. And then we're going to piss ourselves because some crap's going to happen.
consequences because I know something's going to happen.
Nice one, Stuart.
Okay.
Go, Stuart.
Okay, this is it, guys. We're here. This is where everything's been happening. Listen, guys. Listen. You can hear that now. I'm gonna have to stop breathing.
That's the lock on the door. Shit his pants now.
It's coming from the door. Oh, Jesus Christ. So there was a noise. Metal or something coming from this door. Or was it coming from that door? I don't know. Oh, fuck.
He's really going to
I
get
know
locked
there.
in. Lock him in. Lock him in.
There we go, guys. Right, let's get you the wide shot now that everyone's been after. I'm banging into all sorts. That's the door down there I came through. Okay, I'm going to ask one more time now. I know you're here. I know you can see me and you can hear my voice. If there's anything you wish to do to me, Now's the time to come and do it, because I'm not going to be down here much longer. All I ask is that you don't knock me out.
This is the Victorian room, seance room. I'm not set it up completely yet, but... Hello?
Yay, seance room. Oh, it's got a Ouija board. Oh, my favourite sorts of rooms.
Nothing here. What the Hello?
That dark is creepy as shit.
Can you show me you're here? Right, now. No, there's a bell. And that's just gone off. Yeah, that just went off. As you can see, there's no one in here. I mean, there is literally no one in physical form in this room.
Let's get back to Stewie.
Are you laughing? Whoa, just as I said. Just as I said that, I thought I had laughed. Can you laugh again? Are you laughing? Whoa, just as I said.
Okay, it's that creepy doll laugh. No. There's Stewie.
And I'm absolutely crapping myself. And children do not help in this. Who's that?
No, don't. Oh, fuck. Come on. Get all the way in the room. Don't be wet.
I went very quiet then because... And you'll have caught this because I guarantee I'll be playing it a few times. There were kids running again, but like they were running away. There were heavy footsteps and then like kids running. Who's that? Feeling a bit dizzy, to be honest, and
Oh, here we go.
I'm not feeling great.
Asbestos. No, they didn't have asbestos back then. They built that, did they?
I just wonder when I look back at this if I'm going to see anything in the back of shot. I know you don't particularly want to see my ugly mug, but for some reason it just gives me a little bit of comfort not to see my own face, but it's like I'm with someone if I'm see me, and I know that sounds stupid, but
I'm losing my bearings here now.
Oh, Stewie. You can do it.
I can't see where I'm going.
He's got lost.
I've just closed that shut. I need to sit down. I need to keep that door closed. You can't come in. You're not coming in, you filthy bastard. You stay where you are.
Something bad's gonna happen to Stuart. It always does.
I probably opened my mouth a bit too much. Now, I've asked for it, I know I have, me and my gob. But I've done it just to make sure that... I've done it to see if anything's gonna happen, and we've had all kinds of shit happening now. How I'm still standing now, I'll never know. One, I'm out of breath. And my anxiety, guys, is, believe you me, it's up there. It really is. I know I'm not showing it. I'm doing a good job of trying to keep things calm, but I honestly thought I'd have been knocked out by now with what's going on. It doesn't get any easier at all. And if you listen, thank you.
Go out and see what it is.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Stop it! Go away! Leave me alone!
No, don't. It's fun.
I'm leaving now. I'm gonna cry. I am literally gonna fucking cry.
I'm a psycho.
Right, I'm gonna... What the fuck was that? I shouldn't be walking up here. This here, now, I know for a fact, is what we've just heard. That there.
Go in.
That's what
Go
we've
in.
just heard.
Go in.
Okay.
We like it when shit
That's
happens
that.
to you.
The corrugated sheeting, something's been banging on that. They're trying to, it sounds like it's been trying to push it in and push it over.
Yeah, but
I'm
you
gonna
need,
go
go,
through that
really
door,
need to go in that
And
room
I honestly
and
don't
see
know
what shit happens to you.
what's on the other side of that door now. I really don't know. If I'm not trying to big things up and exaggerate things, but I honestly don't know if I'm going to survive going through that.
You just bigged it up a bit.
You do.
Come on.
I'm coming
Yeah.
out. I'm coming out now. You can leave me alone. I know my big gob has gotten me into so much trouble down here, and I'm very sorry if I have offended you. I didn't mean to. I just scientific purposes only, just to see what's available down here. I'm having to walk really gingerly, guys, because I can't see where I'm going. I'm having to tiptoe out of here, and I think this is the way out. Yeah, there's the water, and I'm going really slowly on the off chance that I'm going to make it out of here, because if I run, I'm going to have an accident. Jesus Christ, I shouldn't have even gone in there looking at it. I was stupid. I was silly to do that.
Should have just pushed him into water. That'd have been funny.
Come
No,
on, Stuart,
don't do
you're
that.
all right. Just get your stuff together.
That's bad.
You're outside. You're outside. Nothing can harm you now. Oh, Jesus Christ.
What's happening to Kevin now?
From whatever the heavy footsteps were. And I don't know, what the hell was that? Oh, that's my camera. And just running through a door that no longer exists, or I don't know.
Stop chopping down
Thank you.
trees.
Are you still here? Can you make another sound for me? See, I think it was kids that was hitting that bell. Can you hit the bell again?
Do the Ouija board. Do the Ouija board. Oh, saying that, you've only got a couple of minutes left. There we go, we'll stop it on that. Yay! That was Most Haunted. Actually renamed the... let's see what else we've got on here. Don't want a 2 hours one. I know what we need to look at. Ghost Adventures. stop recording. Hello! Some more spooky goings on. We're off to Ghost Hunting in Ocean Park. And as you can tell, it's Halloween! Yes, Halloween happens about a month and a half in my house. It involves vodka and why am I now getting yelled at? I shall endeavour to feed the furball, and I will be back in a second. I am feeding, yes, a mistress. Mistress of furriness. You shall be fed. We're here. The mistress of furriness has been fed. Right. I may have a book here because my son goes nuts because someone might see him on the camera. And I'm here in my PJs watching spooky stuff, half pissed. So we're going ghost hunting in Lewisham Park Hospital. I'll put my headphones back on. Might be coming off in a bit because it's a bit warm. And here we go. Yes. Evil has come this way.
So this year in Liverpool, it seems like we've caught up with America. There are so many spooky attractions and Halloweeny events in the building.
Good. Because there's nothing boring like going out when it's dark and it's cold and going out and you just go out. It's a bit of spookiness. A bit of white lady sneaking up on the corner going anything. Just something weird about UK psyche. We can accept most haunted because that's, and then go, oh, the weirdos watch that. But there's a huge amount of weirdos out there that watch most haunted. To get some spooky things going. It's not a serious thing. It's not like we're going, oh, we 100% believe in ghosts. It's we like ghost stories. We like, oh, so-and-so murdered so-and-so. So-and-so, oh, so-and-so's wife was bonking so-and-so and her husband walked in and mass murdered the pair of them and threw them both out the window. That is gossip, and that is fantastic gossip. And we should encourage that instead of this stale history we have. You just shut off. Really do shut off. So make history interesting, which is why ghost hunting actually works. It makes history real, and it puts it into a context that is still relevant today. Whereas most historical tours, so-and-so married so-and-so, they had X amount of kids. He died, she died, and they lived in this house here, and this house was left to the kids. Yeah, it's boring. Ghost hunting tours work because they get into, oh, she was having an affair with her husband's best friend and he walked in and stabbed them both to death. That's interesting. But as regards the way we tell history now, especially in the UK, it's just like, yeah, I've just shut off. It's boring. It really is. Try and make interesting more history, more engaging, and tell the personal stories rather than just a bunch of random dates that are meaningless because you don't have any attachment to the characters. If you make the characters more interesting, then you have attachment to the characters, so the dates are more meaningful.
Build up to, of course, Hallows Eve, Halloween. We've done a couple of them already on The Guide Liverpool. We've been to Farmageddon. We've done Shiverpool and tons more online at guideliverpool.com. Now, I've been hearing for years stories of a very famous haunted location in Liverpool, just down the road from me in West Derby. It's in Tuebrook on West Derby Road, and it is this place. Now, until I got here, I didn't realise how scary and how spooky it actually would look.
Oh, that
Mark
is
Byron,
cool.
I've brought you with me. You
Oh
had
my
no idea
God.
where we were going. Tell us where we are.
I can't.
I don't care where you are. I want that building. I want to live in that building. I want to run around in full goth with my red face paint and my black lipstick and press my face against the window and scare the shit out of the kids.
Believe this, so you only ever bring me to the best places. I'm absolutely terrified with a Newsham Park mental asylum and an orphanage and a hospital and a home for murderers and all kinds. I actually can't believe I'm here.
It's an
I want to
abandoned
go
hospital
there.
and asylum. And it's got a massive history. 1800s this place was built. It was an orphanage first, then a hospital,
looks
and then
beautiful.
an asylum. We're going to go inside
I can't go in here.
because we got these two guys with us. We got Jess and we got Kelly from Dusk Till Dawn events. Just briefly tell us about what you guys do.
Well, we take members of the public on overnight ghost hunts every weekend of the year. We probably only have sort of Christmas Day off, but most weekends we're in some haunted, dark location
Yes.
somewhere, and tonight we're in one of the best. Yeah.
Okay. And
Do you
Kelly,
need
have we
someone
ever
to do
seen
that in
anything in
Skipton?
Newsham Park? Have we ever felt any spirits or presence?
Yeah, absolutely. If anything's going to happen to you, it's going to happen at Newsham. So the last time I was here, we had people pushed inside a doorway. We had people pulled and their trousers pulled. It's an active location where physical things do tend to happen. So
Nice
it
one.
is an exciting location to get inside.
Okay, never mind you, Mark. I've just got a very squeaky bum.
We
Now,
love
Halloween,
this in the
does that mean this
UK.
place, the spirits are going to be out in force a bit more because it's Halloween?
Well, theory has it that at Halloween, sort of the veil is a little bit thinner, to the other side. So I don't know what it is, but every Halloween it seems to be incredibly, active, which it has been for all the years
Nice
we've
one.
been doing this, and it's quite well known. Yeah, don't ask me why,
Come on
but
up, Kath.
Halloween is the time to do some ghost hunting.
Okay, big question. Should me and Mark, because I'm going to do this one with you.
Yeah, I can't
I
do
left
this
you on
on
your
my
own
own.
last time. I'll do it with you. We got some of the guys from Dusk Till Dawn events as well taking us
Yeah.
through. Should we be worried, guys?
You should be a little nervous. I mean, it's an old asylum, but you'll be very, very good taken care of by us,
looks
most definitely.
You
Yeah.
never know. We might
Fantastic.
find you a bed. You might like you. You might stay.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, it looks 5-star right up my street.
Well, at Newsham Park, abandoned hospital and asylum. Even the word sounds scary. We're going to do it
Yes.
at Halloween 2016 on the Guide Liverpool with the guys from Dusk Till Dawn events and Mr.
Do they
Mark.
still do that? Because I want to do that.
Superdrug own brands.
I want to do that. Why can I not do that? That looks so much fun. In Skipton we have like one ghost tour, and it's no offence to the people that are doing it. It's offence to the Skipton Council. They have no idea. We want the gossip of the death and murder. Oh yes, the only room in the house.
What is that?
Where did you see him?
Here. That little hole.
Yeah, he normally stands by.
So hang on. What are you seeing? What are you seeing?
I just seen a man again. It's twice. I've only been here for 30 seconds.
Stop the language. So sorry. Come over. What's your name? Anne. And you've just told us there is actually the spirit of a guy that walks up and down this corridor.
He normally stands at the doorway there. Don't freak.
I've just seen him. Twice.
Guess what? Murders caused by ghost. 0. Murders caused by living people. A hell of a lot more. So, let's be honest here. Ghosts don't frighten me. The living does. So, I'm quite happy to say, yeah, Ghosty, let's follow the motherfucker. Let's get that bastard.
What did he look like?
An older man with a burgundy top on.
Do you know, I'm not joking, it actually does feel really cold. And
It wasn't cold.
outside. It feels quite
It wasn't
icy.
It is in here, but there are windows that haven't got glass in here as well, so it can change the temperatures. But when there are spirits around, it can either go icy cold or you can get boiling hot.
Right, well, I feel icy cold, icy cold.
There is a spirit.
The other week, I was we were doing a walk round with the guests, and I told the story of the time where I saw a lady, well, a young girl with long brown hair in a white Victorian smock with Victorian boots.
Loving the Liverpudlian accent. Not as good as the Yorkshire one, but it's up there.
It's probably that stair there.
That could have been a child from the orphanage.
It could have been, but as I was telling the group the story, Rob was nowhere near me.
I was upstairs when we done the walk around, and at the top there's a psychiatric ward, and when we was in there, I was standing by the back of the group, like at the back, and there was, I could see a lady in a white hospital dress. And she looked like, you know, the ring.
They leave them.
She's got long brown hair, and she looked like the ring basically. And then when we went round, she explained the story. It was the lady that she'd seen previously before as well.
But I must admit, I've investigated this place 100 times, and I hate down here.
Right, so this is the worst
So
bit.
we're starting off in the worst place, so the only way to
come on,
let's do it.
There was a lady down.
I'm going to leave the mic on. Are we still recording? What? Number 32. Is it number 22 you're after? It's alright. I'm done now. Because this is getting creepy. Where's my keys? Keys are somewhere in the jacket. You off out? Okay. Right, keys. Do not like it when someone calls unannounced. Keys. Did you want a takeaway, Cameron? Okay. Don't trust that. That was a bit weird. The doors are delivered. So why would they be delivering twice? Let's start from here again. That just creeped me out.
terrified with a Newsham Park mental asylum and an orphanage and a hospital and a home for murderers and all kinds. I actually can't believe I'm here.
It's an abandoned hospital and asylum, and it's got a massive history.
There we go.
1800s this place was built. It was an orphanage first, then a hospital, and then an asylum. We're going to go inside.
I can't go in here.
Because we got these two guys with us. We got Jess and we got Kelly from Dusk Till Dawn events. Just briefly tell us about what you guys do.
Well, we take members of the public on overnight ghost hunts every weekend of the year. We probably only have sort of Christmas Day off, but most weekends we're in some haunted, dark location somewhere.
Well done,
and
ladies.
tonight we're in one of the best. Yeah.
Okay. And Kelly, have we ever seen anything in Newsham Park? Have we ever felt any spirits or presence?
Yeah, absolutely. If anything's going to happen to you, it's going to happen at Newsham. So the last time I was here, we had people pushed inside a doorway. We had people pulled and their trousers pulled. It's an active location where physical things do tend to happen. So it is an exciting location to get inside.
Okay, never mind you, Mark. I've just got a very squeaky bum. Now, Halloween. Does that mean this place, the spirits are going to be out in force a bit more because it's Halloween?
Well, theory has it that at Halloween, sort of the veil is a little bit thinner, to the other side. So I don't know what it is, but every Halloween it seems to be incredibly, active, which it has been for all the years we've been doing this, and it's quite well known. Yeah, don't ask me why, but Halloween is the time to do some ghost hunting.
Okay, big question. Should me and Mark, because I'm going to do this one with you.
Yeah, I can't
I
do
left
this
you on
on
your
your
own
own.
last time. I'll do it with you. We got some of the guys from Dusk Till Dawn events as well taking us through. Should we be worried, guys?
You should be a little nervous. I mean, it's an old asylum, but you'll be very, very good taken care of by us, most definitely. Yeah.
You never know. We might find you a bed. You might like you. You might stay.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, it looks 5-star right up my street.
But at Newsham Park, abandoned hospital and asylum, even the word sounds scary. We're going to do it. It's Halloween 2016 on the Guy
Yes.
Liverpool with the guys from Dusk Till Dawn events and Mr. Mark Byron. Happy Halloween.
Come on. I know this is from a few years ago, but it's fun. Let's be honest, it's fun.
What is that?
Where did you see him?
Here. That little bubby hole.
Yeah, he normally stands by.
So hang on. What are you seeing? What are you seeing?
I just seen a man again. It's twice. I've only been here for 30 seconds.
Stop the language. So sorry. Come over. What's your name?
Anne.
And you've just told us there is actually the spirit of a guy that walks up and down this corridor.
He normally stands at the doorway there.
seen him.
Don't freak.
I've just seen him.
What did he look like?
An older man with a burgundy top on.
Do you know, I'm not joking, it actually does feel really cold. And
It wasn't cold.
outside. It feels quite
It
icy.
wasn't
I am going
It
to
is in here,
steal
but
your hat.
there are windows that haven't got glass in here as well, so it can change the temperatures. But when there are spirits around, it can either go icy cold or you can get boiling hot.
Right, well, I feel icy cold,
Yes.
icy cold.
There is a spirit.
The other week, we were doing a walk round with the guests, and I told the story of the time where I saw a lady, a young girl with long
From
brown
Liverpool.
hair in a white Victorian smock with Victorian boots. It's probably that stair there.
That could have been a child from the orphanage.
It could have been, but as I was telling the group the story, Rob was nowhere near me.
I
and
was
he
upstairs when we done the walk around, and at the top there's a psychiatric ward, and when we was in there, I was standing by the back of the group, like at the back, and I could see a lady in a white hospital dress, and she looked like, do you know, the Ring. She got long,
No one
brown
is
hair,
going
and she looked like
to
the Ring basically. And then when we went
save
round,
you
she
from
explained the
ghosts.
story. It was the lady that she'd seen previously before as well.
But I must admit, I've investigated this place 100 times, and I hate down here.
Right, so this is the worst
So we're
bit.
starting off in the worst place, so the only way up.
Come on, let's do it.
There was a lady down here. That's the lady where she got grabbed down
Let's
here.
go
this is
down
the
the
lobby.
stairs.
Area, and this is one of our vigil areas for the night.
Sorry, I feel like I've just seen. Hang on, I've just seen someone's. I'm sure I've just seen someone's hand in that room, like a little hand. What's this little room here? This little thing.
I think it's just a
This.
Oh, it's just one of the rooms that goes off.
Okay.
So what we do is we either work in here.
Is that a mannequin?
Yeah, don't worry. Basically, what we was doing a vigil, and we was all holding hands so that we don't, so that they know if you get touched, it's not one of us that are doing it. And she screamed and moved her neck. But as she moved, the person next to her felt the arm of whatever it was that had grabbed her neck, basically. And then after that, I moved her over the other side of the room to make sure that, see whether we can get someone else grabbed as well. Yeah. And she started just staring, and I was going, her name was Annika. Annika, you all right? And
if this was done by living people, how many ghosts would have sexual harassment charges?
She just kept staring, and in the end I had to take her out of the room because she just wasn't well.
And you called an ambulance?
Well, the friends, because 6 people, for the first ever time I was down here, they didn't want to come up. 6 of the friends were too scared to come down, so they stayed upstairs.
I'd come down.
Really quick. I was ice cold. I'm not cold at all now.
I feel warmer now.
I'm really warm now.
It does change.
Because you're underground.
The temperature does change. But you can get, especially when we go upstairs, you'll get cold energy around by your legs because that's children. So definitely when you go, yeah, when you say you only raise up, it's not.
So what is that designed to scare people?
No,
this is the part of the laundry equipment.
I mean, there is a spirit of a lady here that walks around this room. We think her name's Mary. She doesn't like us being in here either.
Okay, I don't like us being in here either. So let's leave Mary to the laundry and let's get out of here. Is that okay?
Do you not like Mary? You're not like
no, I really, Mary. I respect you, Mary. Everything like that. Please don't touch me or grab me. I don't want to offend Mary by being in her laundry. Okay. So please, can we exit the laundry now? Is that okay?
Are you all right?
Now, can we have the torches on?
Yeah.
Right, so this obviously is a locker room of some sort.
Look,
Guys. Tell us about this.
This is a very, very haunted sort of area as well. Towards the end of the room, you always hear sound, you hear lights, audibles. All our mediums will come down here and work. There was one time a spirit come through on the Ouija board, and she was talking about this one particular.
I want some of them lockers. There's something about them lockers that they're designed to last, and I can't smash them up. And they look cool. They just look cool.
Specific number of the lockers, and when I can't remember what the number was, but when you walked round, we couldn't find that number. It was the only number that had gone.
So you've actually done the Ouija board in here?
Yeah. I haven't done it a lot. Rob, you've done it.
Come over, Rob. So tell us, because obviously
Obviously, the Ouija board doesn't really work. The Ouija board works by you thinking it's working, therefore you're automatically pushing it around the board to the point you don't realise you're pushing it around the board. They're hours of fun. And I recommend buying them for your teenage children to scare the shit out of. And people that say demon, bollocks to them. The more Ouija boards, the better.
the Ouija board is really frowned upon. So is it okay to do the Ouija board? Are you saying
It's perfectly fine to do Ouija board. We just tend to speak to the spirits in this building that it's all protected beforehand so that it's perfectly safe. I know people have had previous experiences of it being horrible and things attaching themselves, which is possible.
That's what I was scared
it is possible of things to happen, but it's very rare.
You would.
Ouija boards don't work, and the ghost upstairs is moving. He may be possessed, but I think it's just because he's 20 that he stinks and moves around in a creepy fashion and just comes down and goes, "Feed me." I could be wrong, could be possessed, but I just think it's because he's 20-year-old. He goes, "Feed me," and wanders around like a freak show. Here he comes, the freak, the possessed one.
What's up?
Do you want feeding?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you mean I want feeding?
Do you want feeding?
Why?
Because that's what you normally want when you come downstairs.
No.
No, you've been caught wanting feeding.
No.
Oh, you're letting in the cat. Right, go outside and let in the cat.
What are you doing? What?
Can you close the door? It's cold.
Cold.
It's cold.
Oh.
Don't move back the screen. Oh no, it's a spooky hand with a peg. Okay. Do you have anything to say? No.
You would say to people at home, you know, don't
Yeah.
do it. Or would you say...
Did you hear
give it-
that then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it. It was my son closing the door.
I'm not sure. But we don't actually say don't do it. I used to be, before I started doing this, I never used to actually think...
Sorry, what was that noise?
It would come
It comes from bits falling off the ceiling.
from over there. It could be, we are under like the other floor, so it could be upstairs, but it did sound in the room.
It was in the room, yeah, it was. It wasn't upstairs.
I've gone cold again now. I don't know about you, but I can feel cold.
Normally there is a spirit of a male patient that walks up and down the corridor as well, so potentially it could be him.
Would he just be saying hello and you know?
Yeah, and he likes to frighten people.
He likes scaring people.
Let's be honest. Dead people are just people that are devoid of life. So if they're a twat in real life, they're a twat when they're dead. If they're really nice when they're alive, they're really nice when they're dead. So don't be a twat when you're alive, then you won't be a twat when you're dead. That makes no sense whatsoever.
Normally what we'd do is we'd put people out there on their own and ask the spirit to interact with...
Okay, can we do that to Mark now?
Absolutely not. Sorry, no way. I've got a limit. No chance. of
Hello,
happening.
puppy cat. Just because people love puppy cats. This is my puppy cat, and she is my angel. She's lovely. The only problem is she likes her back scratch, and you'd end up doing that for hours. Or she'll tell you. So you might hear her meow because I've stopped scratching her back, or I've stopped tickling her, and she gets annoyed with me. But yeah, you know what? There are worse cats in the world to have. You're lovely, aren't you? Your baby. Your mummy's baby. Mummy's fur baby. You're coming up.
Right, so hang on, we just heard a real noise. What was that?
It's ice cold right here.
Where you're
Put your hand there.
Where we're standing now is where I saw the energy of the girl.
I can feel it.
She's
It's
here.
ice cold right here. It's freezing cold, and here it's not.
Right, I'm going to make mine in a second.
Got a limit. No chance of not happening.
The girl.
I can feel it.
She's
it's
here.
Ice cold.
Right, so hang on, we just heard a real noise. What was that?
It's ice cold right here.
Where you're
Put your hand there.
Where we're
That's what I've got to do all day
where
long.
I saw the energy of the girl.
I can feel it.
She's
it's
here.
ice cold right here. It's freezing cold, and here it's not.
Okay, I actually come here as a bit of a joke. I'm petrified now, so can we just get up and get... Yeah, that noise freaked me out.
Don't want to just breathe down your ear, yeah?
Ew.
What was that noise?
What noise? You screaming like a girl.
Get me out now. Get me out of here.
Come on.
Oh, man. Jesus Christ.
Stop
get me
being
out of this
late.
place.
Stop being late. They are so wet. Aren't they, Poppy Cat? Do you have anything to say about the matter? No, just scratch me. Stroke me. Pet me. Love me.
Right, okay, so we've come upstairs now. We've just had an incident on the stairs. I don't care what anyone says. There's just been a ghost behind me in
I
my
heard
stairs.
footprints. I heard a man.
I thought someone was running up the stairs.
Up the stairs like a stampede of people up
I'm
the
not- I've got my
stairs.
phone.
Oh, jeez. You cannot handle it. You boys cannot handle it. You should let us women handle it for you. You're pathetic. Whoa. Back scratch for the cat. Back scratch. Meow. You've had enough. Okay. Good.
I'm ready to phone me mum and say bye. Do I have just cacked it then, I must admit. So where are we now? We're now at the top.
We're now going into the Naughty Boys
Translation of cacked it is shit his pants. It's basically shit his pants.
corridor and the psychiatric wing here.
What is the Naughty Boys corridor?
Should we go in?
Yeah, okay. Let's just do it.
The Naughty Boys corridor. Mmm. Mmm. There's lots of Naughty Boys corridors.
Don't let me read the back! Stop
it! The door! What? The door's just closed on its bill. So that door's just closed on its own.
The door's
just
closed by its own, yes.
So we're now locked in the Naughty Boys corridor.
I was in here last week doing vigils, and these doors, we asked the spirit to open and close the doors, and they did, and nobody was standing there.
Mark, how are you feeling, mate? What can you feel?
At the minute, I feel awful.
You look pale.
I feel actually hopeless. Honest God, I feel really hopeless now.
I still want your hand.
And I've got a horrible feeling come over me.
Yeah.
Of like real hopelessness.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
Apparently, when it was an orphanage, the children would be locked in here.
What?
Yeah.
So, hang on.
They would be locked in
Oh,
here.
man.
And there was a spirit of a warden that walks up and down. And
Why would the
patrols-
kids be locked in there?
Because that's what they did, apparently.
And they probably felt really hopeless.
Yeah. Yeah. That's blast from the British history. Get children to behave. Abuse them. Yay. It's a bit Oliver Twist in nature.
When we were in there, that's where I've got that feeling from.
And we've had enough.
That is such a small, horrible little space to
horrible
lock
and
a kid.
I don't want to be in this part anymore, guys.
Yep. And when they reached the age of 10, they were deemed an adult, and therefore went to the workhouse to work off all the money the government paid for them being in the orphanage. Yes. British people were psychos during the Victorian era.
I told you it was worse.
That is horrible.
The story of a boy that's actually here as well. 4 days he was locked in and he died. And every time we do either table tipping or the trolley moving, he always comes through, and the warden's always blocking him as well, isn't he? He won't allow him to come through, and we
The warden is a bitch. But that was normal behaviour back then. So she's just a bitch. Just put it down to she's just a bitch. Right? The warden's a bitch. And if her ghost is still there, the ghost is still a bitch. Let's carry on.
say, right, we'll protect you, we will look at, I think his name's James, isn't it? Every time, it's different, because every group that we get, every week, has the same names that come through.
So James was killed in one of these.
Yeah.
I think that's so sad, isn't it?
This is, yeah.
Oh, little James.
Yeah, I heard it.
What was behind then?
What was that?
Yeah, it was moving as if there was somebody walking down the corridor behind us.
That end of the corridor and that end of the corridor are the most intense areas. They really are intense. People were just absolutely scared out of their wits down there the other week.
So the warden still haunts this place?
Yeah, I was very active last week.
To haunt somewhere, have you got to have died there?
They normally say, oh, you've got to have a connection with the place as well. So this is all he knows.
So he might have died elsewhere, but he's
got a connection. He was a patient here, but back in the day, some patients were given.
This goes back to the theory of that time is not as linear as what we assume it is, and there are certain places where you get a slight overlap. And I think this is one of those places where you get a slight overlap. Right. That is not proven by science. So I can't tell you whether that is happening or not. That is my personal belief. You get a slight overlap at times. There are certain times when people talk to ghosts and it's like, who are you? Are you there? And they think they're talking to a ghost. So it lends credence to the fact that perhaps time itself is a ball of timey-wimey stuff, and you need a blue box to go around with a certain doctor and travel around. Or there's some other sciencey thing happening that I'm not aware of because I'm not clever enough. That's just it. But you do get this sense that sometimes the people that are supposed to be dead think they're talking to someone else who is dead. So that would mean that time in that place has somehow folded ever so slightly, so you get someone that is 100 years in the past talking to someone that's 100 years in the future, and somehow that time line overlaps a bit, so you can hear voices and see shadows and see movement. That is one of the theories of ghosts. Has not yet been proven? Yeah. If they ever prove it, it wouldn't surprise me if that was the case. Or it wouldn't surprise me as if one of the reasons is that the electromagnetic field of the earth somehow records a tape, sort of a stone tape theory. Because even Yvette Fielding goes in for stone tape theory, that you get a memory from the past that is still there in the present for some strange reason. And I still want the hat.
Some preferential responsibilities, and he was one of them, and he thought he did a good job.
The one of the doors just moved.
And did you hear
Definitely.
that?
Yep, I heard that like a child.
We open the doors and we say, come on then, you horrible man, if you're here, close the doors. And as we open all the doors, the trolley flies into them and locks all the doors that we've opened, as if to trap all the children of what he was doing when he was here.
I don't want to trap.
Yes, release the children. They were stuck in there in life. They shouldn't be stuck in there in death. Or these things happen. And I know a lot of people that are atheists don't believe they happen, and I'm quite willing to accept that they don't believe that that happens, but I've seen this weird shit happen. And there's no sort of fishing wire involved, or there's no sort of trickery involved in some cases. Not all cases. But in the very, very small percentage of cases, no sort of trickery involved. And then you've got to ask yourself, why it is we have always seen people that have lived before us? And why that is a thing. And it's not that people are crazy all the time, it's that sometimes, maybe, time isn't as linear as we think it is. Yeah, and I'm not making any sense because I'm pissed. Just forget it.
Them again now.
No, we try and say we're going to let them free. We're going to let them free, and he moved.
I know I hit the door then, that's it. Sorry guys, get me out of here. Get me out now.
You okay?
So, no, I'm not. I need to get out of here. The doors are open and closing, and we've had a child laugh, we've had footprints behind us. I'm sweating and boiling hot, and it's the middle of October.
There was footprints last week.
Well,
Footsteps.
there we go, I've just heard foot.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Take him out, Mrs. White.
Nah. I don't know what happened there.
No, what was that then? Because I did not touch that.
If you didn't touch it, you haven't got a clue.
Right, on my nan's, God forbid me, on my nan's grave, I did not touch that door.
If you didn't touch that, that's what happened.
Another one. That was another one.
Mark, 1 second, just let me work this out. Just hang on. I never touched that door though.
Open the
That's
door.
what happened last week.
I think it's internet connecting.
Oh, I can get up and down now.
That was, yeah.
No probs. If I want to jiggle a doorknob. If I want to jiggle doorknobs, I'm up and down that bit in the middle. That sounds really bad, but it's true.
This is the psychiatric wing, and it's pretty intense.
So psychiatric, when this was on a
Do you know what I wonder we don't realise we're dead, or we want to fake not dying because we overthink it. You don't get that many ghosts of animals, and the reason is animals don't think it, they just do it. And because we have to overthink it, perhaps a part of us remains because we just overthink it. And let's face it, I'm not being really reliant on God saving my soul.
Asylum.
Yes.
This is where people would have been would have stayed.
Would have stayed in here, and the energies are pretty.
I'd have been in there. Because I'm new at Divergent. So I'd have been in there, and it'd been really lovely for me, and been like a prison. That I'm an hysterical woman because I asked for rights. Oh dear. Yes. So they've more likely been in there. Carry on.
Pretty intense in here.
Any dangerous people stay here?
Not that I know of in this part, but when we've done vigils in here, I had a piece of wood thrown over one of the cubicles and hit our group. And we've had I would say, the most intense table tipping that I've ever seen in here.
Was in this room?
Was in here.
Okay, so this was an asylum in, I think it was like...
For Americans that want to know what table tippling is, you get a round table. You sit around the round table, you put your hands on the table, and you ask the ghost to tip the table. This does work. And because you're American and you think, oh my life, only capitalism can save me now, we must buy expensive equipment. You're actually missing a lot of the things that ghosts do actually respond to. Table tipping is one of them. So don't think a over expensive radio that flicks through the channels will save you when it comes to ghost adventuring.
Like 30s to 70s, was it?
I think the last time it shut in the 80s.
Right, okay.
I think.
So it was open until the 80s.
I think so, yes.
Not long ago, is it?
No, so the energies are still quite prevalent.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's go inside. We're going inside the actual asylum in Newsham Park.
Yeah.
And you're going first, because I'm not.
I'm freezing cold again. It's just me I'm just so not used to...
What?
Yes.
Yeah, I heard that happen then.
Yeah.
So I imagine probably the people that were here, they had nothing to do. And some of them probably weren't even crazy in them days. Like, people who...
suffered with hysteria. We should go into a discussion about hysteria. It's a mental issue that women had. It just basically covered everything. Oh, a woman argued it with me. Hysteria. A woman had a short bout of hormones. Hysteria. So a lot of the women that were put into those mental institutions were just either suffering from normal hormonal reactions to once a month daily, or was hysterical because of an incident that happened in their life, or they questioned their husband. You can be hysterical about an incident that happened in your life, such as you lose a baby, or you lose a loved one, and that would be deemed hysterical because the way you grieved. So a lot of women were sent to mental institutions because their husbands wanted to shack up with their mistresses, which is true. This is what happened when you have sort of an institution that said you marry as soon as possible when you are young, especially if you're women, and you marry who your family tells you to marry, it's particularly your dad, who for some reason owns your vagina in a weird creepy manner, and you're told by your dad who to marry, and you're married this man, and this man realises he's not quite really into you. He sees another woman, and then you have a bit of PMS, or you question him going off to see his mistress in the middle of the night while you're really ill, and perhaps he should be looking after you instead of shacking up with his mistress. That is hysteria, and we would be sent to mental institutions at the rate of knots because we're hysterical instead of just being angry women because of the social norms that were put on us. So there we go. So yes, not everyone was crazy in a mental institution, particularly the women.
They were all proper crazy in here, yeah?
They weren't well at all. And it's strange that you just suddenly stood there.
Why?
Because when I said...
Also poverty. Poverty is a big, massive thing that lands you into institutions in the UK. So you would end up in the workhouse. If you argued too much in the workhouse, they would send you to a mental institution. And that would be essentially the end of your life. So we have a lot of people that were mentally ill, and that's not even before we get on to people that are gay. So you have your LGBTQ community were repeatedly put into these institutions because they had mental problems. No, they didn't. They're just experiencing the human condition in a slightly different manner than what the norm actually is, and whatever the norm is, I don't know. I'm dyslexic and dyspraxic, so I have no idea what the norm actually is, and I change what would be considered gender norms as per job I'm doing. So if I'm, oh look, I'm chopping down the bushes, yes, I'm a psycho with a chainsaw, only I don't kill people, I just kill the bushes. And then we have, I like this cute and girly thing, so I will go girly. But I don't have a set gender norm like other people have, because that's what happens when you're non-binary. Difficult. If you're neurodivergent, you make a gender specific to the job requirement. That's the easiest way of describing it. Axe, you're a man. Vacuum, you're a woman. Ish. Manish. It's really weird. It is hard to explain to someone who was being normal.
Spoke about even the most intense table tipping. What we do is we ask spirit to move the table. You've got your hands on it, but you're actually getting the spirit to move the table. The table was literally throwing itself up here.
Yeah, you just put your hands lightly on top of the table and the table moves. Now, you need a group of you to do this. Now, whether it's your mind moving it like it is sometimes with the Ouija board, or whether it is the ghost moving it, is up for a lot of debate. Mainly, scientists believe that it is your mind moving it and you're not realising it. But there is no sort of actually looking at it in any other process. But I personally believe that ghosts are a memory of the past. And it might just be the one memory on repeat. Or it might be several memories that just pop up every now and then. And people think, oh, I see the Lady in White. And that's just one person. That could be several people that you're actually seeing in different parts of the building, and they have one specific memory that pops up. But I can't prove that. Science says that's bunkum. So we'll continue, because I'm going into too much detail because I'm half drunk.
And there used to be a table and it just used to collapse, and it would get people would pick it up again, and it was just violent. But what we think it was the energy of a spirit in here, headbanging. And when we've had mediums come in here, they've
Yes.
stood next door and they've said, we can hear screaming, we can hear crying.
Headbanging is something that is done by mental patients because they're bored and they're stressed. So you put someone in a small room, they will start headbanging. And that happens with people who don't have mental illnesses. You put them in a small confined space, you make them stop at the small confined space, and they will start headbanging. This is why lockdown's been so detrimental to mental health, is because we are not designed to do that. We're also not designed to do things like work over 40 hours a week. If you work over 40 hours a week, your brain just mentally collapses in on itself and does nothing. In fact, after a few weeks of doing this, your brain will go, I mentally collapse in X, Y, and Z time, and I'm not working those times, and I'll work those times, so I will do the 40 hours a week. As stupid as what it seems. This is why people that say, oh, I need you in the office 70 hours a week. No, you're not getting any difference between that and 40 hours a week. And you're just paying for the extra. The only difference is in a 40-hour-a-week system, you have to lower things like rent and the price of food and so you have a whole entire system that works around that. And that is why people don't tend to go for the 40-hour week. And I've rambled on again, but have I got onto workers' rights when we're discussing ghosty rights? Like, ghost rights are spooky, 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 scare the crap out of you, let's have some fun.
And they always direct me here, which I think is fascinating.
Oh my
This
God.
particular cupboard.
So this was
Yeah.
someone's room, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just that space.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
And quite freaky.
And they were probably tied to the bed as well back in the day, because that's what they thought was good care.
How do you feel, Mark?
I just feel awful in here. Honest to God, I felt so calm.
And now you feel
And
bad again.
now, just the people, you know, they would have been here, there was no care for them like there is today, no help for them.
This is the staff quarters. There's normally an energy of a nurse in here. Mediums have picked up that she stands at the window and shouts at us, and people have seen her. But recently, that room there is starting to become quite active.
Are they moving away from the mediums? If so, is that then not a human rights issue? The ghost wants to be left alone and you're pestering it, and the ghost is essentially a person. If a ghost is real, then a ghost is a person, therefore they have human rights, and one of the human rights is do not disturb. If they're shouting, screaming at the window and they're moving and they're changing their behaviour to accommodate your behaviour, is that then not infringement of their human rights and their personal space? This is a good question.
So you've just seen someone, haven't you?
I 1,000,000%. Actually, before you even said that it was the staff quarters, I seen somebody who was stood over there. I see a head.
Yeah, what was that cough?
Yeah.
There's a cough in there, actually.
There was a cough in there.
Yeah.
Why would there be a cough in there?
This is the only time that I felt absolutely terrified. This is the only time that I felt genuinely I'm so scared in here right now.
So tell me, you've just seen a white thing.
Yeah,
The doctor, a nurse. What do you think it
I'm
was?
so scared.
I mean, what we're trying to do is you can hear noises, but we don't always say that the paranormal. We're trying to debunk it. We'll say as people moved. But we will try and debunk it. But if we can't think of come up with a
That's the best way of dealing with it. Is there a scientific explanation to what it is other than the ghost? But they don't go that far. They don't go far enough. That's okay. Do you know what? It doesn't matter. If people are getting enjoyment out of going around empty buildings, scaring the shit out of themselves. I don't see what the problem is. And you get like a tour, and you get the history of the building, and it's like an historical tour just with graphic details, which is more fun. I was hoping they'd scare a lot more.
For natural reason.
I'm so scared. I felt jumpy the whole way around, but I'm actually terrified in here.
Scream.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in danger, scared, honest to God.
You feel that bad?
You know, like when you're watching a scary film, you wait for something to happen.
That has been, like, other people have picked up that energy.
Now they're doing it on purpose.
But when they tend to know someone's scared, they tend to sort of do everything to that person. It's like when people say, please don't touch me, they're going to touch you because they were once here and people like to play jokes and you are going to do something you're not supposed
to. Especially if you're a kid. That is so much fun. Please don't touch me. No, I'm coming up to sneak behind you to touch you. Because that is fun watching you scream like a girl. Like, don't hurt me, please don't hurt me.
Please don't touch Mark Barron.
I need to get out of this room.
Listen, I just want to know one question. Is there any chance, and is it true that a spirit can latch on to you and go home with you?
It's very rare. It is.
So if I go to the pub after this, I'm not going to be sitting next to some nurse from the 60s.
You probably will from the energy of the pub.
Right.
But you'll probably be drinking the top shelf of spirits more than connecting with them in that sense.
I'll definitely be doing that.
I've got a headache.
Yeah, you will.
I've just got a headache.
You see, the difference between American ghost hunting and British ghost hunting is we don't get possessed. Listen to this, Americans. We don't get possessed. We don't have spiritual connection. There's the odd one or two that happens, but nowhere near like Zach Bagan tells you get possessed. No. If you feel like you have a spiritual connection, there are ways of getting rid of that in the UK that don't involve the preacher performing a full exorcist. One of them is ignoring the ghost and then it goes away on its own. The other one is, you cannot harm me. If you seriously do not believe that that ghost cannot harm you, it cannot harm you. If you believe the ghost can harm you, it will harm you.
Energy around, you get a headache, you can feel sick, you can feel drained, and we do sort of protection just so when people can get your roots down and get yourself in a protective bubble. We do things like that just to try and make people feel well, and we do like plenty of drinks and like ground you again. Have a biscuit, it always helps. Yeah. So
well, let's go and do that. Let's get downstairs again.
This place is creepy and it looks fantastic.
So I cannot believe we've just done this. We've just done the ghost tour of Newsham Park Abandoned Hospital and Asylum and Orphanage. Mark, you've been the star of the show. How are you feeling? Because you've just been through it up there.
I have really been through it, but you know what? It was terrifying, but it was great to find out all the information about the place and the history. It was so interesting. We had a lot of spiritual experiences up there, and I'm going to struggle to sleep tonight. But I mean, it's Halloween, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Okay, guys, so you're setting up for your tour now, so we've got some equipment and stuff. Just briefly tell us about this, Jess.
Oh, well, it's lots of hands-on equipment for the guests to use. They do have free time to take a piece of equipment and do their own experiments throughout the night if they're brave enough. Temperature gauges, headphones, Ouija boards.
So the guests arrive, they go off and kind of explore for themselves.
Yeah, a little bit later on.
And then you're back tomorrow, next week, for the foreseeable every week.
But the following week we're back again, probably.
Right, I'm going to stop it there. If I end up in Liverpool, I know where these guys are. Because my magical mystery tour says I need to end up in Liverpool. And if I end up in Liverpool, I am going to go here. Let's have a stop recording. Hello and welcome to another Finding Roswell. The show about the strange, the weird and the wacky, and finding what truth there is behind the strange, weird and wacky, or just enjoying the strange, weird and wacky for what it is. Today we are discussing the Ilquimar alien. Picture this, it's the 1st of December 1987 when former police officer Philip Spencer was walking across the moss to visit his father-in-law. Like most winters, it was misty and cold, adding to the eeriness and mysteriousness of the moors, and its stone circles nicknamed the 12 Apostles, and the strange swastika stones with Neolithic artwork on them. Philip Spencer then caught sight of the strange creature in the mists on the hillside. He first thought it was another walker, but as he came closer, he soon realised that it appeared to be strange and somewhat supernatural and eerie. The strange creature then waved its arm and gestured for him not to approach. He managed to take a picture with the camera that he always carried around, being an avid wildlife photographer. Then the creature ran off, Philip deciding to pursue this strange being across the hilltop. But all he saw was a glimpse of his strange dome-shaped craft as it rose and disappeared in the early morning sky. When Spencer had reached his father-in-law's house, he was surprised to see his watch was now showing an hour's difference, leading him to the conclusion that he had been abducted by aliens. February 29th, 2008. Right. And the text is from Lancashire. Yes, Lancashire. And the text is for information request on Sunday 24th of February 1900. I saw 5 bright lights in the sky moving together. 3 of them vanished after 1 minute. The other 2 continued for more than 1 minute, then vanished. I have never seen anything like this before. They were not normal aircraft, and I wondered if you could help me anymore with this. Did you have aircraft in my area at this time that would match this unusual sighting? The answer is no. Now we're looking at top 10 of most haunted, most fave moments. Let's go for it.
Play it to me again.
So that's quite interesting, that.
Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 unbelievable most haunted moments.
What's happened is that
on Britain's foremost ghost hunting show. Let us know in the comments which one will change the way you think about the paranormal. Number 10, evacuated. During an investigation of Tamworth Castle, The team's search ground to a complete halt after the fire alarm dramatically goes off.
If you can, please, could you try to communicate with us?
Jesus Christ! It's an old fire alarm system, and fire alarms can be notoriously flighty, often set off by something completely harmless. But that's not good enough for Yvette. After talking to the castle's curator, absolutely nothing happened that could have set off the alarm, and there's no evidence of any glass being broken on purpose.
We've checked all the detectors, and the detector that goes off flashes a little red light. None of the detectors are flashing, so none of them have been activated.
In fact, the system hasn't even indicated the location in the building that triggered it. Yvette's quick to blame a pesky ghost, perhaps showing them a sign that it can't be bothered putting up with them anymore.
It wasn't until we were editing this programme that we noticed that the locked-off camera facing the haunted staircase moves on its own. Seconds later, the door bangs.
Number 9, Francis.
Francis! This is fantastic,
are you?
The late Derek Acorah was a fixture in the early episodes of Most Haunted, thanks to his volatile possessions in practically every episode. However, one of his most memorable came during the 2004 Easter edition of Most Haunted Live, in which he was supposedly taken over by an angry ghost named Francis.
You hussy.
Oh, am I? You don't scare me.
You hussy.
Am I? I don't think so.
You hussy.
No, I'm not. So tell me, you don't scare me one bit. No, you don't scare me. Don't come near me because you don't scare me.
Yvette was put in a horrible position when the ghost's rage picked her as a target.
Take thy hand off me, wench.
No, you don't scare me. Come on, what's your surname?
Oh, scuttle your legs.
While Acorah was later accused of faking his supernatural abilities, this moment was nonetheless absolutely chilling. Number 8, Chris Burton quits. Plenty of people have come and gone on Most Haunted over the years, but only Chris Burton quit in the middle of an episode.
It was like... How can I just...
Whoa.
What?
There's footsteps. Come on, you heard that?
No, I didn't hear that.
During an eventful investigation where the team staked out the National Emergency Services Museum, the team heard some loud noises and an object is violently thrown across the room. The camera completely died after this point, and when we came back, Chris was explaining to Stuart that he's leaving.
I've just had enough, Stu. That was too much up there, so I'm going to hit the road and leave those demons to you, mate.
Mid-investigation...
Bye-bye. I remember this. Bye-bye. Have a nice trip.
Chris took off for greener pastures after the night's events were just too extreme for him to cope with. Wandering around haunted buildings after dark will become too much for anyone eventually, except Yvette, of course.
Hello. Where's Greg? Hello.
Number 7, Blackpool.
What is that noise? Hang on, wait a minute. I'm getting a bit freaked out here.
Blackpool Pleasure Beach has all kinds of boasts, once having the tallest roller coaster in the world, the big one, until it was ousted from its throne. But it also has the world's oldest ghost train still in operation, and wouldn't you know it, the ghost train is notoriously haunted. While the ghost train is genuinely spooky and has a story behind its spectre, also haunted is one of the gift shops. The shop is supposedly inhabited by the ghost of a little girl who moves items around the shop.
I've just seen a shadow against that window there.
The team were unable to make proper contact with this ghost or see any items move.
Wow, this is going back.
But their time there was still spectacularly eerie.
That noise. It's coming from around there.
Number 6, visiting Corrie.
I mean, it's now you look at it, we're outside and it's a great atmosphere and bright, but I can tell you that when you're filming late at night, sometimes when you're walking down the cobbles, it's quite a spooky place.
Even stranger than the infamously haunted theme park gift shop is an infamously haunted television set. But the old set of Coronation Street, one of the UK's most popular soap operas, has long been rumoured to be haunted, so much so that an exorcist was called in before it was demolished.
I've gone really cold, haven't I?
Long before that, the Most Haunted crew was sent in to investigate. It's haunted not only by former cast members, but crew members too, not to mention the supposed large graveyard that used to exit on the same site.
Is there anybody there? I've got one! I've got one!
Taking some Corrie actors with them, they investigate the Haunted Rovers Return bar in one of the most surreal, most haunted episodes in history. The team was joined by Welsh metal band, and during this return trip to Newton House in Wales, the team was joined by Welsh metal band Bullet for My Valentine. Maybe the ghosts are fans of The Boys, because there was finally some proper paranormal activity caught on tape. With a motion detector and night vision camera set up in one of the rooms, the motion detector starts going off, and then an empty wheelchair rolls slowly towards the camera. And whether the ghosts liked metal or not, they certainly didn't like Carl, giving him quite a few nasty scratches. Number 4, Yvette vs. Knife. Poltergeists are notorious for throwing things around rooms. That's why they're called poltergeists after all, and the Most Haunted team have encountered many of them since the show started. But on more than one occasion, members of the crew, usually Yvette and Carl, have had dangerous objects thrown at them, including a knife at least twice.
Oh, something's knives.
Something's right on my foot. It's a knife.
During investigations at both Lower Southwood Cottage and Standon Hall, knives have found their way to the crew, with one landing upright and stuck into the floor.
Got it. Just keep your foot still like that. No, I'll take it off. It's alright.
Even more dramatic, Yvette once had a crowbar thrown at her during filming, which she says could have killed her.
That's the... That's where they come from before.
Number 3,
I used to record all my meetings and then spend a lot of time transcribing.
Go on.
Say what you want to me.
Forgot 38
EVPs,
drive
or
there and
electronic
we got
voice
next one,
phenomena, are a vital part of modern ghost hunting. All an EVP really is, though, is a recording of an auditory phenomenon, usually the voice of an alleged ghost. When Most Haunted started using them, they got this particularly dramatic recording.
What did we get?
Right, well, we got some really good voices actually that came through.
It happened when one of the crew, Fred, was performing a vigil, asking questions of any spirits that happened to be present. And he got quite a shocking answer, when the ghost tells Fred to say what you want to me.
Because when Fred was asking questions earlier, we got something saying, say what you want to me.
Oh. Listening back to the clip, Yvette's rightly spooked. Still, what did they expect from a derelict funeral parlour? Number 2, Phantom Monkey. The very first episode featured an encounter they wouldn't soon forget with the supposedly famous ghost of Martin's ape.
What is that noise? Shh, shh. Oh my god.
The ape was a very real primate that was kept as an exotic pet by the Martin family over 500 years ago, which died in strange circumstances after being trapped in a cellar. And of course, Derek Acorah is ready and willing to connect with the ghost of the monkey at any opportunity.
This is the stairwell down. And the monkey used to go, and it to go into the cellar.
The legend tells us that the monkey is enraged and that it was mistakenly locked away, where it starved to death and is out for revenge on anybody who visits Athelhampton. Derek surprisingly goes against the history we're actually told, however, insisting that the spirit is friendly.
I don't feel in any way, shape or form as if this monkey was distressed before leaving its physical body.
Number 1, the Wentworth Ghost. It only took 15 years, but finally, the crew were able to actually catch a ghost on camera.
A noise is kind of, I don't know, it's like in the centre, here.
While investigating Wentworth Woodhouse in 2017, Stuart and Carl are on their own conducting a vigil.
Carl, I can see it now. Go for it, go for it.
I'm right behind you, I'm right behind you, I'm right behind you. Get your torch.
At the far end of an empty corridor, right where the camera is looking, you can clearly see an ethereal figure appear and walk off. Stuart and Carl give chase, but there's nobody to be found.
What's that? What's that? There.
While you could easily say it's a trick, if they were going to show us a fake ghost, they probably would have done it long before the show was originally axed in 2014. Did Most Haunted finally find the evidence they set out to gather back in 2002?
There's definitely something here, isn't there?
Definitely, yeah.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Watch Mojo UK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be
Pendle
notified
House
about our latest videos.
It's one of the best episodes. It's the Pendle Hill one. Let's have a look at some more spooky stuff. What time are we on? Ridiculous. 10 o'clock. Been at it for 3 hours. Oh well. We could switch this off a bit. Gonna stop streaming. Stop. I'm sure you have already had some inquiries as to the lights that appeared in the sky on New Year's Eve 2007. The most recent New Year's Eve. I did not mean the fireworks but other lights in the sky. I was at a party in Forest Row. We were all standing outside talking at around 8:30 p.m. when all of us saw these small orange lights moving in a line across the sky on the horizon. They were clear and moved in a line, then disappeared one by one. I have done some research and found out that other people saw similar lights that night. It did startle me for a while, and I am curious as to what it could have been. Surely any flying objects in the sky are picked up on either airport or national security radars. I would very much appreciate a reply, either by email or by post. Can someone who is American please translate what this man is doing? Please. Oh dear. I love it. I love it. Oh dear. Oh, please help this man. Someone please get him some meds or and some psychiatrist. Freedom! Eagles! Stars and stripes. Let's watch the crazy Kevin again. Oh, geez. Sit down. Chill out, love. I don't know. Oh, dear. There's nothing more can be said about this. Just sit your ass down. I think I've seen some really bad British drunk videos on, but I've never seen anything like this. Oh dear. Time to go for little walkies. I think they need to hold your hand. Come on. Oh look, you're gonna get some nice matching wristbands. Come on, mate. Come on.